In this video, we are exposing the shocking truth about what is really in your shampoo. We reveal 15 UK brands you need to avoid immediately. From harsh sulfates to silicone buildup disguised as repair, what you are about to discover may change your shower routine. Stay until the end. We will reveal 5 brands that are actually safe. Astonished Tropical Shampoo with Pro-Vitamin B5 markets itself as the cleaner budget option. Pro-Vitamin B5 is plastered across the bottle. It suggests care. But that Pro-Vitamin B5 appears so far down the ingredient list, it is practically symbolic. Meanwhile, conventional sulfates dominate. The tropical scent is a chemical fragrance cocktail with no disclosure. Many report scalp irritation they cannot trace because fragrance formulas are protected as trade secrets. But if budget brands cut corners, surely salon brands deliver quality? Think again. At number 14, Bedhead by TIGI Recovery Shampoo trades on salon prestige. Professional marketing does not guarantee professional ingredients. You are paying for brand heritage while getting conventional sulfates and synthetic fragrance. The softness comes from conditioning agents that create slip. Your hair feels recovered because it is coated, not repaired. Hair feels wonderful while using Bedhead. Then you stop and realize the frizz underneath got worse. The product was not fixing damage, it was hiding it. TIGI built its reputation on legitimate innovation. Now, if women's salon shampoos hide behind marketing, wait until you see what men's formulas are doing. At number 13, Nivea Men Deep Shampoo represents a troubling pattern, the assumption that men need something stronger. But male-targeted shampoos are often more aggressive, with fewer protective conditioning agents. Men report scalp issues they've never questioned. Tightness, flaking, persistent itchiness. The deep cleaning comes from sulfates with minimal buffering. Users only realize the problem after switching away, and suddenly the chronic irritation disappeared. Simplification means removing protections that matter. Think men's formulas are harsh? Wait until you see what this budget favorite adds. At number 12, Alberto Balsam Juicy Green Apple Shampoo dominates UK supermarket shelves. £1 for 350 millilitres. But there is something unusual. Isopropyl alcohol, the same ingredient in hand sanitizer. Alberto Balsam adds isopropyl alcohol as a secondary drying agent, creating that squeaky clean feeling. Users on the Hair Care Science forum on Reddit report distinctive scalp tightness and a pulled sensation. That is not clean, that is dehydrated. Isopropyl alcohol strips natural oils more aggressively than sulfates alone. As a result, your sebaceous glands overproduce, creating oily rebound within 24 hours. The juicy green apple fragrance compounds the problem, with threads linking the synthetic scent to irritation. But if budget brands betray your wallet, this next one betrays sulphate-free marketing. At number 11, OGX Renewing plus Argan Oil of Morocco Shampoo represents perhaps the most misleading marketing, sulphate-free plastered across the label. No SLS, no SLES. The bottle glows with virtue signaling. OGX replaces traditional sulfates with sodium C14 to 16 olefin sulfonate, a surfactant nearly as harsh. It strips natural oils just as effectively. This is a false choice. It makes people think they are choosing a healthier option while delivering identical damage. Users report switching to OGX expecting gentleness, but experiencing worse dryness. Hair felt stripped and rough. The Moroccan argan oil is marketing theatre. The trace amount cannot offset aggressive cleansing. The chemistry community knows olefin sulfonate is nearly SLS by another name, but consumers scanning for sulphate-free do not, and that is intentional. And if you think that's deceptive, wait until you hear the moisture claims. At number 10, VO5 Give Me Moisture Shampoo represents the ultimate paradox. It is functionally identical to shampoos costing 5 times as much. Here is what creates that moisturized feeling. Dimethiconol is a synthetic polymer that forms an impermeable barrier. Your hair is not moisturized, it is suffocated. SLES strips natural oils, then silicones seal the cuticle shut. You are getting damage and oxygen deprivation in the same wash. If VO5 creates the same effect as brands costing £6.50, that tells you what expensive brands are worth. The moisture disappears the moment you stop, revealing progressively drier hair. The damage accumulated while your hair could not breathe. Same formula as premium brands, same suffocation, just more honest. But if moisture claims are misleading, wait until you see keratin. At number 9, Tresemme Keratin Smooth Shampoo makes a bold promise. Keratin protein rebuilding damaged hair. Here is what chemistry reveals. Keratin molecules are too large to penetrate the hair shaft. They wash away. They do nothing structurally. Users on Reddit's hair care science community have a perfect phrase: protein cosplay. Your hair is not absorbing what they're advertising. The smoothness comes from dimethiconol and amodimethicone, synthetic polymers that form an airtight seal. The keratin claim is expensive window dressing. Hair looks glossy while using Tresemme. Stop using it and the brittleness underneath actually gets worse. Sealing agents trap damage while blocking moisture and oxygen. The Keratin Smooth line costs more than Tresemme's basic range. You are paying extra for claims chemistry cannot deliver. Think keratin claims are bad? This next name wants you to damage daily. At number 8, Dove Daily Moisture Shampoo embodies a particularly insidious concept: shampoo designed for everyday use. Daily, right there in the name, but daily washing with conventional surfactants never allows your scalp's oil balance to recover. Your sebaceous glands produce sebum, natural oils protecting your scalp and hair. Strip those daily and your scalp enters permanent panic mode. What makes Dove particularly troubling is trust. Dove built its reputation on gentle skincare. That brand equity transfers to hair care. You assume daily moisture must be gentle. They would not call it daily if it was not safe, right? But SLES, synthetic fragrance and barrier-forming silicones create the same stripping then sealing cycle. Users describe feeling trapped. Their hair looks terrible if they skip a day, never realizing daily washing created dependence. Now, if daily washing creates problems, imagine what repair formulas do. At number 7, L'Oreal Elvive Dream Lengths Restoring Shampoo targets every woman who's struggled to grow hair long. The promise is to restore damaged ends. But here's what restoring actually means. Dream Lengths contains amodimethicone, a modified silicone engineered to penetrate split ends and bond them shut. Your hair looks intact because splits are sealed with synthetic adhesive. Users on the Reddit Longhair Community Forum reported that while using Dream Lengths, split ends seemed manageable and hair looked healthy. Then they stopped. Suddenly, accumulated damage became visible all at once. Split ends traveling up the shaft. Breakage they didn't realize was happening underneath. That's not preservation, that's concealment. The restoring claim plays on a fundamental misunderstanding. Once hair is damaged, it cannot repair itself. Hair is dead protein. Women used Dream Lengths for months believing they'd found something that worked. Then they switched and discovered their hair was actually worse. SLES strips, silicone seal. The cycle continues hidden. Dream marketing, nightmare chemistry. And if hiding damage seems bad, this next brand has created dependence for decades. At number 6, Pantene Pro-V Repair and Protect Shampoo stands as perhaps the most infamous shampoo online. The slip is the trap. That phrase appears repeatedly. That incredible smoothness? That's not your hair improving, that's accumulating deposits. Pantene deposits conditioning polymers and silicones with every wash, creating that signature slip. Your hair feels like silk, looks glossy, then you stop. Within days, your hair feels like straw, dry, unmanageable, frizzy beyond recognition. You panic and return because clearly your hair needs it. But the smoothness was never your hair's condition. It was Pantene's deposits layering over progressively drier hair underneath. The product creates the problem only it can solve. People used Pantene for years, even decades, believing their hair was healthy because it looked healthy. Then they switch and they endure weeks while buildup clears. Long-term damage accumulates invisibly. But if Pantene creates dependence through feel, wait until you see this budget brand. At number 5, Garnier Fructis. Strengthening shampoo promises strength, repair, fortification for damaged hair, the bright green bottles, the active fruit protein technology. But strengthening and repairing are different, and Fructis delivers neither. The strength comes from polymer fill-in. Synthetic polymers temporarily plug gaps in damaged cuticles. It is spackle, not structural repair. Users notice their hair feels resilient while using Fructis, less breakage. Then they switch and their hair snaps more easily than before. Those polymers were not repairing, they were filling temporarily while the underlying structure continued deteriorating. The fruit extracts are trace amounts, far down the ingredient list. It is botanical window dressing. What makes Fructis problematic is that it is affordable. It is positioned as the smart choice for people who cannot afford salon brands. Affordable hair care becomes expensive when you are buying salon repairs. And if Fructis betrays your budget, this next Garnier product betrays your children. At number 4, Garnier Ultimate Blends. Delicate Oat Shampoo specifically targets the most vulnerable, children and people with sensitive skin. Gentle, soothing, oat milk for delicate scalps. But delicate marketing does not guarantee delicate ingredients. Parents on Mumsnet report they bought delicate oat because their children have sensitive scalps or eczema. The oat branding suggested safety. Instead, their kids developed itchy scalps, redness and discomfort, the very problems the delicate formula was supposed to prevent. Here is why. Oat extract appears after sodium lauryl sulphate, cocamidopropylbutane and other harsh surfactants. That oat is symbolic. This is label laundering, putting gentle-sounding ingredients on the label while the formula remains harsh. What makes this cruel is that vulnerable children with scalp conditions get products marketed as suitable, but formulated with aggressive cleansers. The synthetic fragrance adds insult. Fragrance legally hides up to 100 undisclosed chemicals, many linked to allergic reactions, asthma triggers, and endocrine disruption. Now, if children's gentle formulas are not gentle, wait until you see hydration claims. At number 3, Herbal Essences. Hello Hydration Shampoo represents perhaps the most sensory deception. The tropical scent hits you before you open the bottle. Paradise in a shower. Your hair feels moisturized, looks moisturized, behaves like moisturized hair for exactly 2 days. Reddit's curly hair community uses the term false moisture shampoo. The slick feel comes entirely from heavy silicone layers, not actual moisture. Users document a devastating pattern. Curls look defined and bouncy for the first day or 2. Then by day 3, curls go dull, limp. By week's end, hair starts snapping. One forum comment appears repeatedly. My hair felt moisturized until I stopped using it. That sentence reveals everything. The moisture wasn't your hair's condition, it was Herbal Essences' impermeable coating. Remove the product and you discover dryness underneath got progressively worse. The formula contains both sodium lauryl sulphate and sodium lauryl sulphate, aggressive cleansers that strip natural oils, immediately followed by heavy silicones. You are being stripped and suffocated in the same wash. The sensory experience is so convincing. Every signal tells you this works. Your senses lie because the formula is designed to feel like hydration without delivering it. People with curly hair are especially vulnerable. Curls require genuine moisture. Hello Hydration promises what curls need, then delivers temporary cosmetics while hair becomes brittle. But if false moisture is deceptive, this next brand creates medical dependency. At number 2, Head & Shoulders Classic Clean Shampoo represents a troubling category. A medicated shampoo designed not to cure your condition, but to make you dependent. Dandruff sufferers know the pattern. You start using Head & Shoulders. The flaking stops. Relief. Then you stop. Within weeks, sometimes days, the dandruff returns worse than before. More aggressive flaking. More visible. You panic and buy another bottle. But here is what chemistry reveals. Zinc pyrithione does not address the underlying cause, the fungal imbalance or seborrheic dermatitis creating flaking. It suppresses visible symptoms while the root problem continues. It is symptom management designed for lifetime use, not resolution. Users document using Head & Shoulders for 5, 10, even 20 years because stopping triggers immediate flaking. Many do not have chronic dandruff, they have Head & Shoulders dependency. Head & Shoulders mastered the dependency loop. The product works brilliantly short-term, but stopping reveals treatment was suppression, not cure, and possibly contributed to new problems. Your dandruff did not require permanent treatment. Head & Shoulders required permanent customers. And if medical dependency seems extreme, nothing prepares you for Britain's most deceptive natural brand. Taking the #1 spot as the absolute worst shampoo in Britain, Lush Rehab Shampoo represents perhaps the most cynical betrayal. Natural, handmade, fresh, ethical. The Lush branding screams purity. but natural ingredients do not automatically mean gentle chemistry. Rehab contains a devastating double sulfate assault, sodium lauryl sulfate, the most aggressive sulfate available, paired with ammonium laureth sulfate. That is systematic destruction of your scalp's protective barrier in a product marketed to people seeking natural alternatives. Users describe the fresh scalp high, that tingling, ultra-clean sensation after washing. It feels like detox. It is not breathing, it is being chemically burned. The peppermint and menthol mask severe irritation as a therapeutic sensation. Within 24 to 48 hours, your sebaceous glands go into crisis, overproducing oil. You are back in the shower, repeating the cycle. Lush built an entire brand identity around transparency, ethics, and natural ingredients, then formulated one of the most aggressive shampoos on the UK market while charging premium prices. After exposing those 15 chemical offenders, here is hope for anyone wanting clean hair without damage. These 5 brands prove shampoo can be formulated properly, with real ingredients, transparent formulas, and 0 hidden nasties. At number 5, Naughty Wave Hello Curl Defining Shampoo represents a newer generation of reformulated hair care, brands responding to consumer demand. Wave Hello is sulphate-free and silicone-free. The formula uses gentler surfactants derived from plant sources. Your scalp is not being stripped, and your hair's protective barrier remains intact. Users on Reddit's curly hair community note Wave Hello cleans effectively without disrupting curl pattern, a balance many sulphate-free shampoos struggle to achieve. But better does not mean perfect. Wave Hello still contains fragrance, undisclosed synthetic compounds that can trigger sensitivities. Mixed experiences exist. People with thicker, curlier hair praise it. Those with fine hair sometimes find it heavy. What makes Naughty worth considering is that it is widely available in UK shops like Boots and Superdrug. Naughty proves mainstream brands can reformulate when consumer pressure demands it. Not perfect, but genuinely better. If high street accessibility appeals, this next brand takes the natural approach more seriously. At number 4, Shea Moisture Coconut and Hibiscus Curl and Shine Shampoo has achieved holy grail status in curly hair communities. Sulphate-free, silicone-free. The formula uses mild surfactants that cleanse without stripping curl structure. The ingredient list focuses on botanicals with function, coconut oil for moisture, hibiscus extract for strength, shea butter for conditioning. These are not trace amounts, they are present in meaningful concentrations. Reddit's curly hair community considers this a defining product. Users report curls maintaining definition for days, moisture retention improving, and breakage decreasing. The formula works with your hair's natural texture rather than fighting it, but the ingredient list is long. While everything is plant-derived, the sheer number means more potential for sensitivity reactions. And it still contains fragrance. If botanicals and moisture are your priority, Shea Moisture delivers. But for truly gentle simplicity, this next brand strips everything back. At number 3, Umberto Giannini Curl Jelly Wash Sulphate-Free Shampoo represents British hair care, done with actual understanding of curl chemistry. The formula uses mild isethionate surfactants, plant-derived cleansers that remove dirt without destroying the delicate structure curls require. Users on Reddit's curly hair community describe it as one of the few high street shampoos that actually cleans without forcing damage control. Curls bounce back naturally. Definition holds for days. The brand includes scent but uses essential oils rather than purely synthetic fragrance. There is at least some transparency, but essential oils can still irritate sensitive scalps. Natural does not automatically mean non-reactive. What makes Umberto Giannini worth considering is that it is formulated in Britain with a clear understanding of textured hair needs. It is available in Boots, Superdrug, and online. The Curl Jelly Wash proves you can create effective, widely available products without harsh sulfates. If curl-specific formulation matters, this delivers. For the most minimal approach, the next brand takes simplicity seriously. At number 2, Faith in Nature fragrance-free shampoo does something radical. It removes the unnecessary entirely. No fragrance, not light fragrance, truly fragrance-free. For people with eczema, psoriasis, or chemical sensitivities, this alone makes Faith in Nature usable when most other shampoos are not. Reddit's Skincare Addiction UK community consistently recommends it during flare-ups when everything else triggers reactions. The formula avoids SLS and CELES using gentler, plant-derived surfactants. No silicones, no parabens. The ingredient list is genuinely short. You can read it without needing a chemistry degree. What faith in nature proves is that genuinely gentle, minimal formulation exists and is available on the high street. But shifting to better products requires unlearning what conventional shampoos taught you. Less foam does not mean less effective. If you can adjust your expectations, faith in nature delivers. For the absolute cleanest formula, there is one brand that goes further. Taking the top spot as the cleanest shampoo in Britain, Elvoo Gentle Shampoo represents what hair care looks like when transparency is not marketing. It is formulation philosophy, ultra-minimalist, no sulphates, no parabens, no silicones, no synthetic fragrance. The formula uses cocoa glucoside, a plant-based cleanser derived from coconut that is gentle for sensitive scalps, whilst effectively removing dirt and oil. The ingredient list is short enough to memorize. Everything serves a clear purpose. Nothing is included for marketing theatre. Scent comes exclusively from essential oils, disclosed, identifiable, and functional. This is what shampoo looks like before corporations decided cleaning required 15 synthetic compounds and trade secret fragrance cocktails. The limitation is that Elvoo is only available online. You will not find it in Boots or Superdrug, but that is the compromise for actual clean formulation. Brands achieving true minimal chemistry are not playing the mass market retail game. Elvoo proves clean hair care does not require compromise or a chemistry degree to understand what you are putting on your scalp. Nothing hidden. This is what transparent formulation looks like. There you have it. 15 UK shampoo brands that damage your hair and 5 that actually clean safely. If this opened your eyes, please like the video, comment which brand shocked you most, and share it with anyone still using these products. Subscribe so you do not miss what is really in your product.